of the other. Our ancestors were only fighting for one thing. They were fighting for the chains and shackles to be off their feet and hands. They fought it in here, they fought it on the Atlantic Ocean, and they fought it in the Caribbean and in America before they had their chains off. When they took their chains off, they brought their chains to us and they told us, I've taken the chains off and you are my children. This is the chain, I've given it to you. Do whatever you want to do with the chain. They gave the chain back to us. When they gave the chain back to us, did you know what we used the chain for? We just open our mind, open our brains, and chain our brains. That is why Bob Marley said we should emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. We put the chain in here, and that made the spirit that was in us all to go. Because the spirit fought for us, gave us the keys for our freedom. And we also settled it in here. Why am I saying that? If I, Mom, I'm your son, and I offend you, will you kill me?
No.
You talk to me. You make sure you talk to me to correct me, to tell me this and this that you did. Never do it anymore, because it's nothing that you have to do. Because we are the same people. The accounts have a proverb. They say, "Akwala jane nine goes raswa yencha by a paper." I don't want to even tell you the meaning of this proverb. I'll let my able brother tell you the meaning of this proverb.
Oh.
Yes.
Meaning that if you have a baby and the baby defecates on your thighs, foot, hand, because it's a baby, it's good for you to clean it than to chop it off. I've never seen a mother or a father that your child defecates on your thighs while sitting on him, and then you take a knife and cut your thigh off. You definitely have to clean it. That's the meaning.
So which means whenever I offend you, we should talk about our own.
Yeah.
We don't allow other people to tell us what we need to do. Because I told you about their using of more of the verbal words. For them, they tell us, they come to you, and they tell you, these people sold us, these people sold us. In this world, there lives all spirits conceivable, good and bad in the society. But we were having so much of the good ones than the bad ones. But even if we have offended ourselves, we need to come together, reconcile, bridge that gap. Because one thing that they are preaching, which we always listen to them, is only one thing. They are scared of unity.
Absolutely.
So they are just in there somewhere, maddening the waters. Because they don't want us to come together. Because just imagine, even only you, they can't conquer you. So imagine if we all come together as one. And that is what they are scared of. This area that we're standing in now played the most role in the slave market. This was where the first auction and the first branding took place. Now it's a very big area, so the raiders were chained around the bamboo trees, and the others is a very big area. So when the time comes for the auctioning, they bring them closer in here because there was a river for their auction to take through. Now, when you look, bruh. Now, when you look here, there was a big baba tree, which was right here. It was uprooted in 1994 by a strong wind. The baba tree is so tired because it has supported a whole lot of us. The baba tree was where we had our first auction. So after making us look attractive, they bring us in here chain us around it for our first auction. Our brothers were bought with things like used clothes, tobacco, guns, and I was even reading a book which made this revelation that during that era, even animals were valuable as compared to us. And I always ask myself, is this still the same, or it has changed? In the US of A, wherever you're coming from, you have all these laws that have been enacted to support the rights of animal rights. Animal, you can't even kick your own animal. The same protection they give to those people, do we get the same protection as well? No. But we don't come here to be bitter. I told you earlier, we come here to be better. Because when you become better, it is very difficult for people to defeat you. I'll be taking you, after selling them, to take them to the branding section. This is where they put the metal in fire, stab it at your back, your chest, or your shoulder as an identification. Because the trade were having so many intermediaries, sometimes captives pass through the hands of many owners. And when you pass through the hand of many owners, all the previous marks on you need to be cleaned through the same process, and the same process will be used to put another mark on you. So imagine passing through the hands of 10, then I'm sure all your body will be branded in all ways. Then, what's in here, they match you again. You've never even recovered from your pains, but they still continue the journey with you again, which was 35 miles to the Cape Coast dungeons, where the slave ship was being docked. We go to the river.
Yeah. You want to see how not on the reason why I know the
Amber.